of broad coding. All right, listen to what I'm saying. Basically, in the last 2 years, we've reached a point where you can build the entire application, maybe a small app to an enterprise app, using vibe coding. So even if you don't know coding, even if you don't know how the framework works, or if you don't know what system design is, or how to architect an application, you can still build an application since you get this amazing tool like GitHub Copilot. And then we have multiple tools. Now you can either do it on your CLI, since there are different options available there. And we also have Claude Code. We've got different options there. But coming back to, let's say you are using GitHub Copilot in the IDE, it could be your versus code or IntelliJ. What happens is you get this window, a chat window, where you can basically type your prompt, and then based on this, it'll spit out some code, which was fine back when we only ever got that code, the chat window, and then manually you have to copy paste it. It's more like a Stack Overflow where you get to paste the code somewhere and it should work. But then you get this awesome agent pod option where you can just ask any prompt, or you can type a prompt and it will build a project for you to spark some ideas. And naturally, as a developer, you might think devs are magicians who know it all, but that's not how we make apps, where you get a rough idea first, then try to turn that idea into implementation. So turning a business use case into an application is still a big task. But let's say you've done that. So now you know exactly what you need. Okay? Even I'm just being very humble here. So basically, we don't have the entire idea. You get a few ideas of what you want to build, and then you do a back and forth. Let's say if you are building it for a client, you go to a client, say, all right, this is the plan. I'll make you a design and then wait for their okay. So go ahead now. This design isn't just about the front end, it covers the whole workflow. But let's say you got the whole idea at this point, and then what you do is you feed that in as a prompt to get the project structure. And if things aren't working out, you'll just use agent mode. And you're like, okay, I don't want this, I want that. But you maybe forgot to mention which database you actually want to work with. So then you bring up the database you want to work with. But you forgot to mention some layers. And so if you aren't getting those layers, just add a few of these 10 items here and you'll get them. And that's how you build an application, which is what we call whip coding, where you have an idea, you want to turn that into an app, and it works fine. But it's not free, since you have to pay when you use Copilot. For Copilot, and the way you pay them is you get this subscription example for me. I'm using the Copilot Pro version, so I have a Copilot Pro Plus version. I'm not sure when I got it, but yeah, there are various subscription options, but I picked Pro Plus, and this covers what's included no matter which one you choose. The package you have gives you inline suggestions and chat messages, and we were happy, but then in agent mode, you get this premium request option. And actually, in ask mode too, you get one premium request option, and that's not unlimited. So you get a set number of requests per month, and they reset each month. So in a month, you get certain requests, and then for me, since this entire month, I was not there with my machines, I was traveling and such. So I've only used a maximum of 3.4%, and the highest I've gone is 80% in one of the months because I was handling a lot of stuff there. Okay, I never finished my number of requests. But let's say if I actually went to build an app with a huge architecture, and there's a lot of stuff I have to work with. And assuming that I don't know frameworks, I don't know coding. So a ton of things will go wrong. And I want my agent to make sure it works. So if you hit that limit and go over it again, you'll need to pay for it. Okay, so now you need to pay for extra requests. So how does that work? So in short, they give you a variety of models, right? So when I have tons of requests ready, so I'm directly using the highest model available. But if you can see, they're charging me 7.5x per request. So if I don't want to use this and I want to save my request, I can use Sun at 4.6, which is 1x. And if I go over my limit, I can switch to a smaller modulus, like Gemini 3 Flash, which uses less. And there are free models too, which is GPT-5 Mini, and I can handle it, which is how Wipe Coders got by. I'm comfortable with Python, Java, and JavaScript, and can work with them. But let's say if I try to build an app in something way different, like a mobile application, which I haven't touched it in ages, and I'm using, say, Kotlin, which I haven't used in a long time either. or maybe Swift for that matter. I barely touched Swift, maybe a decade back. And now if I do that, I'll be entering this VIP coding mode. I uh, I can still build an app. I have confidence in myself and I have confidence in GitHub. Copilot are able to do it. And together we can build an app. But now things are changing, see. The thing is when it was only ask mode, the amount of tokens consumption was pretty less low and GitHub can handle that just fine. So they were funding these models to run and then they could handle this cost. But now with agent mode, there are tons of requests or token count of tokens exchanged between you and the server. So the incoming and outgoing tokens are huge. And this is costing GitHub Copilot a lot. And what they're doing now is this. So GitHub Copilot is switching to usage-based billing now, meaning whatever you used to get in a bundle, you won't be getting it for free. You have to pay for usage. So whatever subscription you pick, maybe $10 or $29, you get that many credits to use. And each time you do something, the number of tokens gets calculated and it'll take away from your credits. Okay. And with this, you'll reach your limit super fast. Okay. Plus, you can't pick a free model right now. So if you head there, so the base plan won't be changing. The base plan will not be changing. But instead of getting the full package or the count of payment requests, what you'll get is the credits. The second fallback experience won't be available. So once that's done, any user who runs out of premium request units will drop down to the lower models and keep working as it is happening now under this new model, where usage won't be governed by available credits and admit budget management. So that's something that will limit you. And if you're using GitHub Actions that haven't even been used yet, will be calculated now, and this is going to happen from June 1st. So this will impact the wipe coders a lot. So if you are a manager, if you are someone who is a non-tech background, AI now gives you the confidence to build an application, and you actually can, but you have to pay more. It's better to hire a developer in that scenario. So when you have this packet, so I'm on this package now, $39 per month, though I think I paid yearly. And that's why I'm not saying the bills nowadays into check that, when you have a lot of subscription running, you're not sure which month each bill applies to. So I need to double check that. But what you get now is you get the $39 monthly AI credits. And this will kick off on June 1st. Okay. So how do we get by from here? So I'm going to give you some things. And the first one isn't for people who aren't from a tech background. For folks in tech today, if you got that mindset where you don't have to learn a language right now, or you don't need to learn a framework that's changing. So right now, you've got to learn a language, pick up a framework, and figure out system design. Let me tell you why. So imagine you head back over to Versus Code. And if you type something here, watch how the prompt shifts based on how much you know. So if you ask someone brand new to tech, your prompt will be totally different from what I type. I'll be using a lot of technical terms. So I'll use egg to specify exactly what layers I've been in the tech industry for a long time. So now I need to figure out whether I want to build something and what type of architecture to use. Time maybe someone who is better at this software development thing will write a better prompt than me. Okay, so here's how the system works. To learn programming, you need to learn frameworks, you need to learn system design, and everything is just compound. So now use AI as a helper, but don't rely on it too much, of course. If you've got money, you can do it, but the price will keep rising day by day because now they're offering you discounted prices on all the AI services, and that's the standard way of getting users right. That's one thing I'd second is to try using local models. Actually, I made a video about it where I used Roo Code as an extension in Versus Code. And you can run your models on your machine because even a smaller model will work because now even if you use Copilot and run out of your limit, you might get pushed to the slower, smaller models. You can do this here, so use this plugin again. Not promoting Roo Code, hopefully they'll sponsor it. But maybe this is open source, I'm not sure. So you can use Roo Code or any other extension you want, and you can run the local models maybe on all MR or maybe Elm Studio. Check out that video, which I uploaded a few days ago, and you'll see how we do that. And I knew this for a long time, was that there was no proof that this is happening. But yeah, ultimately you gotta pay for it since nothing's free out there, right? Not even the courses anyway. The thing is, don't just be a copy-paste coder, make something, learn on your own, and use AI as a helper. And even if you want to wipe code, make sure you get the basics right before you start, so you won't run into your limit. And if you're wondering, $39 is enough for me per CBA month, look at this. Right now, for $39, you are getting $39 grades. And it's not about the dollar at all. What really counts is the token cost right now, no matter what that price is. In the future, the cost will go up and that will affect things. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share in today's video. So don't just erase code, learn the frameworks and learn the language. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, so let me know what you think, okay? And maybe you can help me learn more. How do we survive this stuff now? But yeah, that's it from this video. See you in the next part, everyone.